Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review the Grail Knight DLC for Warhammer Vermintide 2. You can find this particular DLC on Steam for roughly $4 or so. There is a cosmetics upgrade that you can purchase separately. That is... I've said this in the Outcast Engineer video that I recently published. I hate the fact that you're paying for a class, and then it's an additional fee for unlocking costumes for them. I don't understand that. But anyway, that aside, what does the Grail Knight have to offer? Well, first and foremost, you're given a new set of weapons. Hero selection, this is, by the way, for Marcus Kruber. I've played, I want to say, 2 or 3 times with him. I have not leveled up Marcus. My main characters are Carillion and Barden, 29 and 30 respectively. I am now just working on Marcus here and then trying to level up the other ones as I go as well. So I don't have a whole lot of talents unlocked with Kruber, but you know, I was able to try him out and give him a whirl, and he's not too bad. He's like, I have not tried the Foot Knight yet. However, the Foot Knight appears to be, based on these talents, to be a very tanky class. I mean, if you look at the Foot Knight's talents, aura that reduces damage taken by 15%. He's got this Valiant Charge. He grants an extra stamina shield and reduces damage taken by 10%. The Grail Knight, here's the biggest thing with him. He's got 2 sets of melee weapons. However, he has no ranged weapon. And I was playing as Marcus, and there was a special right in front of me, and I couldn't reach him with melee, and I'm like, I'm going to pull out my gun and shoot him. Well, I don't have that with the Grail Knight. That is probably the biggest downside to the Grail Knight here. The fact that you have no ranged weapons, but you do have 2 melee weapons. The 2 melee weapons that you have, typically it's going to be your longsword, and then you've got a sword and shield kind of thing. But to show you what abilities you have here, you've got the Lady's Duty. Upon entering a mission, the Lady of the Lake grants 2 random duties for the Grail Knight and his party to complete. Upon completion of a duty, the party is granted a benison or buff for the rest of the mission. I'll go over that in a little bit. Then you've got Blessed Blade. Marcus equips a Blessed Blade and slashes down with great force, smiting any evil creature caught in its wake and dealing heavy damage. And then some other perks. Knight's Challenge deals 25% more damage to the first enemy hit. Thirst for Glory increases movement speed by 10%. And then the Bastion of Bretonia. Marcus can use shields to block Warp Fire Thrower attacks. So that Flamethrower special, he can use a shield and block that. Or as this tanky Foot Knight cannot. He doesn't have that perk, but the Grail Knight does. So I would say that the Grail Knight is a different kind of tank, with a more focus on melee, obviously, because he has no ranged weapons. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and show you the different weapons that are available as part of this DLC. There are 2 main ones. You've got the Bretonian Longsword. So it's a 2-handed. It's high damage, wide sweeps, and crowd control. Then you've got the Bretonian Sword and Shield. Fast attacks, wide sweeps, and powerful blocks. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. I've got the Longsword right now, holding in right mouse button, blocks like that. Just left mouse button. Let's just go ahead and beat up on these training dummies. So that's what that looks like. Holding in left mouse button, charges that up. That has unlimited charge, so you can just keep holding that in for as long as you want. Some classes don't let you do that. Okay. So there's that. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Sword and Shield. This thing has 5 shields to it, 5 stamina shields, which is nice. By the way, the Longsword has 4, at least the one I've got. So there you go. To attack, it's just left mouse button, just like that. Pretty easy. Hold in right mouse button to block. If you hold that in, then left mouse button, you do this little stabby thing. It's pretty powerful if you can connect with it. It's kind of difficult to aim, but, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, there's that. And then if you don't hold in the left mouse button, you just sort of just push or stagger enemies with your shield. Okay? So those are the 2 main weapons that you've got with that. Again, I think the biggest thing about this class is the lack of a ranged weapon, But again, to make up for that, you've got these side quests that your party is tasked with doing. Just as an example, if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that there's a couple of side quests there. One says, find grimoires. That gives you a health regen. Slay elites, plus 10% power level. You'll find some other ones too. Increased attack speed, that kind of thing. But primarily, these are side quests that you'll be tasked with doing, and your party too. And then once you complete them, this buff will affect your entire party. It's not just you that will benefit from this. So, like, this is the kind of tank that you would want to run if you want to do something a little bit more unique in terms of tanking, and give your party some benefits to boot, assuming that you can finish these objectives. Again, I don't know how I feel about this class yet, having only played it, like, I want to say 3 times at this point. The default swings, sometimes I'll miss with them, or sometimes I just won't connect with my shots. But overall, like, he's come in handy in certain situations. I have a feeling that I'm just going to have to get used to this particular class like I would any other class. I do like his overhead downward special. It's like a smite attack. The only thing is, it's a downward swing. Luckily, he's going to be getting some talents at some point that give you the ability to change that into some kind of horizontal swing, you know, assuming that's what you pick. But so there you go. That's just a quick look at the new Grail Knight DLC class. Well, maybe not so new, but it's one that you can pick up to change up Gruber a bit. I do recommend it. I just don't recommend the DLC, just because the cosmetics DLC. I think it's stupid that you're unlocking a class and now you have to pay to unlock all the cosmetics. I don't like that. But other than that, he's a cool class to mess with. Some are going to prefer the Foot Knight because the Foot Knight is just as tanky probably and has a ranged weapon to boot. But this class is kind of cool to mess around with. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.